Start now. All right, Thursday, January 11th. This is our first episode.
Yeah,
No name right now. Still it's work in progress.
we'll figure it
But
out.
bear with us.
It'll,
It's going to get better. Maybe.
it'll come to us. It'll come to us in a dream.
Yeah.
You'll wake
So.
up and be like that.
So maybe the first two don't have a title. That maybe the one after that does. Maybe we change titles every week. That'll be the thing.
Like that.
Okay, so let's start with the NFL division playoffs this week. Start with the AFC. That seems to be the easiest one. We got Titans Patriots coming up. So, you think the Patriots are going to be able to hold off the Titans?
I feel pretty good about the Patriots holding off the Titans.
What about by
Obviously,
13?
I don't need to take. Dude, it's just a tough spread, man. Like I don't like spreads like that. I really dislike spreads like that because it's almost disrespectful. But I understand at the same time that the Patriots are favored. But if I'm a betting man, I don't take that spread. I take the Pats by it's the playoffs, and the Pats are notorious for winning by like a touchdown in the playoffs, no matter who they're playing. And so I'm taking the Pats by 7. That's what I would say. I'd bet the Titans on that spread.
I had such a hard time betting against the Patriots in the playoffs, though, especially after last week. Mariota having to pass to himself, throw that winning block at the end. I mean, there's no way he does that again.
That block was good, man. Like I was pulling for the Chiefs just because I have so many friends who are Chiefs fans, but I mean, you got to give it to Mariota.
Yeah,
he won, basically won that game. Like he did
the
everything.
Patriots secondary isn't what it used to be, what it could be, but they don't have a deep threat really. Murray's out, so I don't really see any way that the Titans are they're gonna get smoked. I'm gonna take that.
Okay. Taking the spread.
Yeah, I like Patriots minus 13.
All right.
Unfortunately, I've been really bad at gambling, so. Next, we got Jaguars Steelers. They played each other in Week 5, and Steelers got smoked. But there's no way Big Ben throws 5 interceptions again.
The Jags win that game. Fuck the Jags. Like it's big. First, it's all experience now. You have two teams who the Steelers have like so much experience going into the playoffs, and Big Ben has 2 titles, right? So Steelers are going to win. They're going to kill the Jags, and the Jags. I'm going for the Jags just because it'll make the Patriots road that much easier. But
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The Steelers are going to kill them, and it won't even be close. I also like Blake Bortles, and I also like Fournette. Fournette's the man. I love Leonard Fournette, but.
Yeah, I like
the Jags.
Fournette, but there's no way that he goes 181, scores 2 touchdowns again.
Not in the play, not against the Steelers, no.
Yeah. Bell ran for 15 carries, 47 yards last time. He's going to go nuts on them. There's no way.
No, never mind. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, I agree with that. Bell's going to go crazy. Antonio Brown might be out. Who knows where that goes, I guess. That's kind of up in the air. But I agree. I take the Steelers definitely more than – I take the Steelers in that. What are they, minus 7?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I take the Steelers.
Yeah. Easy one.
Easy one. Easy bet, in my opinion.
Let's see what we got next. Heading over to the NFC, we got Falcons-Eagles. Atlanta is favored by 3.
That's a really tough one.
The NFC's tough this year.
I was having a conversation with some people at a bar the other day, and the NFC is tough this year. But it's just like they were sitting there going, "Who should I bet in this game?" And I'm like, "That's a tough one, man, because you have the Eagles, who are obviously the 1 seed, but when Carson Wentz is out, and Foles is not bad. Though Foles is not a bad replacement, and the only thing I take the Falcons personally just because they have the experience from last year, and I think they're hungry for that, especially after the way they went out last year. They've got to be feeling something after last year. Like I know they didn't make a big deal out of it, but those guys they're mad. All right, so they're going to come out swinging, and I think they take down Philly easy.
I think, yeah. I don't think Nick Foles, even though he's been in that system for a while, he doesn't really have what it takes. I mean,
I agree.
I saw a stat: quarterbacks that had less than 3 starts went 0-10 all time. So,
Playoffs?
Yeah, playoff history. I mean, it's just like a weird, obscure number that like ESPN throws at you all the time, but I mean, maybe it means something.
Staying ESPN obscure. It's like, where do they? Who are these guys, and where do they get these guys that look up these stats?
I don't know. Half the time, I think they just like pick this most obscure criteria that they can think of, and then they're just like, I bet we could just make up a stat with that. Nobody would fucking call us.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Eagles said that they want to let Nick Foles just let it rip, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Falcons defense isn't super good, but
isn't that always a strategy though for the NFL? Like, don't you always want your quarterback to let it rip? That sounds like the Eagles don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, no, but they came out and publicly said it, so that means it's good.
Yeah, they're fucked. Falcons win that game, and I think NFC is tough though. You're right. Like that NFC is hard, man. I think personally, I'm pulling for the Vikings. I know you are too, but
yeah,
I think the Vikings are going to win the NFC, and Pats and Vikings, baby.
I'd be on board with that. I know that it's going to be a tough game this week. They played each other week 1, and I mean the Vikings aren't even close to the same team. They had Bradford back then. We had Cooks. The Saints still had Peterson and didn't know what to do with Kamara or Ingram. They're just like, I think combined they each had like 18 yards. So, I mean, they're a much different team than they were then.
I agree with that, but I think the Vikings have the advantage just because they're at home.
Yeah.
What are the Vikings? The 2 seed, right?
Yeah, they got the 2 seed. So that'll be huge. Playing in that stadium has got to be one of the toughest places to play.
I agree with that. And it'll be interesting because, I was thinking about this. I mean, they would technically be at home if they made it to the Super Bowl, but I saw someone talking about it, and they made some really good points. Do the Vikings really have an advantage if they get to the Super Bowl by playing in their home stadium? Because they would technically be the away team, because the AFC is the home team this year, which means they'd be playing in the away locker rooms, which has probably never happened for them. And so
they've probably never even seen those locker rooms.
Exactly. So, and on top of that, you have what are like 90% of tickets aren't they offered to like corporate sponsors? So,
yeah,
I think it'd be an interesting dynamic just to like do the Vikings have any sort of home field advantage if they make it to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, well, I know season ticket holders for whatever stadium it's at get a certain percentage, but I don't think it's going to be enough to be like it's a home game. Plus, they're going to be in the white jerseys, and so it throw everybody off.
For sure. Be interesting now. I want it to happen because no one's ever done that. No team has ever made it to and played Super Bowl in their home stadium. I think that'd be super cool for that to happen.
Yeah, no team's ever even made it to the NFC AFC Championship game in their home stadium. So that would be insane if they win this game.
It seems so weird to me. That just
I mean, you would think there's been so many good teams over the years. How can that never happen?
Especially like the Colts. When Colts had Peyton Manning, they played. When he was at the Colts, they played the Super Bowl in the RCA Dome 3 times, and I don't know. That was a good opportunity, but we all know Manning in the playoffs, so.
That's true. All right, so then this week in the news, we had the national championship, clearly. What do you think? Who is the national champion? We got, is it Alabama or do we have UCF?
I'd love to sit here and say it's UCF because I'm not necessarily a Bama hater, but I'm kind of sick of Bama winning. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, until Bama gets dethroned by someone, they're the national champs. I love UCF and I love what they've done, but they haven't beaten Bama and they haven't played a team like Bama. And so until they it's a tough thing to it's a tough position to take, but I'm taking Bama. I gotta give it to Bama. Sorry, I don't like this national championship thing. Bama won.
Yeah.
Bama's champs.
Hands down, they have the trophy. It's sitting in their stadium right now, and they won the big game under the lights. Came back, and
Exactly.
I mean UCF. What they did was insane. Like
Oh yeah.
going undefeated for a season. Yeah, give them the bonuses. Have your parade, but I mean, hanging a banner is kind of aggressive.
Wait, they're hitting a banner. I didn't see that.
Yeah, they made up a banner for their stadium saying 2017 national champions. So they're really all in on this.
Oh man, sorry. No, that's too much. That's too much. I get it. You guys have every right to be proud of what you accomplished this season. Like we said, we're agreeing. You know, they had a great year. They deserve to. They deserve to. You can't just call yourself a champ.
But on the other side, they did take their stake to the claim about a week before the national championship was played, so they called it first. So they were national champs a week before Alabama. So one of those things that they called it and they had it first.
Those rules applied in like fifth grade, but you can't call dibs on a national championship. I mean, if they're going to pull that card, you could pull that card on anyone who plays before the national championship, whether they're undefeated or not. Hey, we won the Sugar Bowl, so we're just going to call ourselves national championship because we feel like we deserve to be there. So, yeah. I mean, that'd be like coming third place in prom king voting, but being like, you know what, I'm just calling myself prom king, and then I don't know, man, I don't like it. No, I disagree with that methodology, that strategy.
Bring your own crown and everything, be like, I win. Check the banner. What does it say?
Get on stage and take the crown. Exactly.
Then some of the UCF fans even went as far to put up a billboard in Tuscaloosa that says, "Congratulations, Alabama. How about a home and away series with UCF?"
I'd be cool with that. I'd love to see that. I think Bama wins both games. Sorry, but I mean,
I feel like they're walking into a bandsaw on that one.
It's like, yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. They're gonna get Judge Bama take it. And the thing is, it's not gonna happen. It's not like it's gonna happen next year because schedules are so planned out in advance. You're probably talking 5 years down the road anyway. So
yeah, be completely different teams.
Exactly. You know, so it's not even. It's just a silly. It's just something to get attention. It's not anything serious or whatever. But
yeah, totally paid for by the fans and everything. So I mean, good for them, I guess. You beat Auburn, who was playing for nothing.
Nothing. They didn't give a shit at that point. They were like, you know what, man, we had nothing to play for. Exactly. They didn't care. UCF had everything to play for, and they still barely won. Like, I love UCF. Again, I'm not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Then the Browns hired Elliott Wolf as their assistant GM. He used to be the Packers' director of football. This dude had offers from the Browns, Packers, and Oakland, and decided to go to Cleveland. Like, you have all these other offers on the table, and that's where you go?
The only thing I can think of is like when like Theo Epstein left the Red Sox and took over the Cubs job. The only thing he saw was being the guy who took the Red Sox and the Cubs to titles after those huge long World Series droughts that those teams had. So that's the only thing I can see here because no one wants to be in. First off, Cleveland sucks. Okay, I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the town itself.
Yeah, the
Cleveland, city. No one wants to be in Cleveland. So on top of that, the Browns are the epitome of trash. Like, I mean, it just. I mean, I think it'd be cool for the Browns to do something special, you know, because I think everyone would root for them at some point. Be like, yeah, okay, I'll jump on board the Browns. They deserve it, but that's a tough job to take, man. That's a tough job to take.
I'm kind of on the other end. I like it when Cleveland is just constantly getting destroyed and just can't catch a single break. I want to see Cleveland fans just demoralized for the next, 10 years. I don't care. I want to see nobody at that stadium. I'm so sick of those people. I don't think they sell out, but those stands are pretty packed. Like, what the fuck?
You should just start handing out paper bags the second you walk in, so you're not seen at the stadium.
Yeah, but they still show up. Like, that makes no sense.
Cleveland, man.
I don't understand it.
I admire their loyalty because all their teams are. The Cavs, even when the Cavs are bad, they still have people in those stands. But I do admire the loyalty. But good luck, guys.
Yeah. But I mean, on the plus side, if he taking this job, if they get one win next season, he's made a huge improvement. So,
that's another way. You're right. If he wins, exactly. He really doesn't. He's starting at the bottom here. So if he gets he's improved, and you got it. Yeah.
All these other teams are looking to make championships, make the playoffs. Browns are just looking for one win, maybe two wins, because last season they got one.
That's a very good point. I didn't think of that. So baby steps. Baby steps.
Yeah. And then Yankees came out and said that they're expanding the protective netting all the way down the baselines. I mean, it makes sense that they're doing it. I think more teams are going to... all the teams agreed to it, but nobody's been like, yeah, we're doing that.
I understand the safety aspect. I get that, It seems like once a year someone gets hit in the face with the ball or bat and they're in the hospital. So I understand the safety aspect, and with the way our media is nowadays, it just gets blown out of proportion and makes it seem like the Yankees or whatever stadium it happened at, like it was just this awful thing, But accidents happen, and so I understand the safety aspect of it. You never want people to get hurt, but I went to a lot of baseball games as a kid, and this is when the only place they had a net was right behind, home, like right behind home. And, it's fun going after foul balls. It's fun. Like, I remember 8 years old, and this foul ball came right to my seat, and I was like, I had my glove up, and this was my ball. And then, like, 7 adults who were twice my size just, like, pummeled me. And I, like, fell to the ground. My, like, face was bleeding, but it was an awesome experience. And I would change nothing. It was like, I remember that. I mean, like, I didn't get the ball, but...
They didn't even give you the ball.
Fucking 40-year-old men. But whatever, that's fine. It's just like, but I enjoy that stuff. So I get the safety part, but
yeah, I'm a grown man now, and if I'm sitting on the first or third baseline, I'm taking my hat off. I'm going to catch that fucking ball. Like, I might not bring my glove anymore because it's frowned upon, but
you don't want to be that guy who's 40 years old and bringing a glove to the park.
Yeah, I don't have like the swag that Jim Harbaugh has. I can't pull that off. I just look like an idiot. But I mean, I want that opportunity to make that play.
Barehand it, You have a kid now, so you could hold your baby in one arm and be that guy.
Yeah,
that seems like at least once a year.
You could catch it in the beer, and then you chug the beer. But I mean, it's worth it.
I like that.
Yeah.
We're going men now.
Yeah, the big thing was there was a girl last year that got smoked with a ball and had to be carted out. So I mean, really, the thing is she needs to get better parents, or like not go with like some sort of Nancy boy dad that can't catch that damn ball.
Exactly. And see, everyone's seen that one picture of like a bat going into the stands and this kid about to get hit in the face with it, but this dad like sticks his arm out and blocks it. See, that's how you save people's lives. Just
Yeah, you get on the sports center and you get a nice souvenir.
Exactly, but if you're gonna cower from we're too soft now. You have all these kids like, and their dad probably is doing the same. like sorry guys, like.
Yeah, if you don't want to deal with that, get worse tickets. I mean, you save a little bit of money there anyway. So. Go
sit in the upper deck. Don't splurge on the ticket just because you get the money.
Yeah.
Leave those seats. Give those seats to the real fans who can handle themselves down in the pits.
Yeah. On the other side, I don't want to love through a net when I'm I'm in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Because of some Nancy boy dad who. All because
I've sat behind home plate. It's not bad, but I'd much rather be on the first or third baseline where I can see the action without a net obstructing my view.
Exactly. Same. saying that those are the, yeah, I agree. That's where you get all the foul balls anyways. Down like
Yeah.
is kind of like first and third baseline where you're kind of like my best, the best place for me was always like right kind of like where you're even with like first or third base, like 15, 20 rows up. If you're in that area, you're gonna get a ton of foul balls.
Yeah, the best I've had is right by the foul pole on the first baseline. Get
And there's
so
yeah,
many
for sure.
over there.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's fun. That's fun though. Like baseball, those are some of my best memories of my entire life going to baseball games with my dad and like chasing after foul balls. But eventually,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a fucking net over the entire stadium. We're gonna have yeah,
The whole thing will be played in like Thunderdome. It's just like a cage match.
exactly. That's where it's headed, man. It's headed. Everyone's soft. Everyone can't handle a little bit of whatever.
All right. Next, we got this IKEA ad. It doubles as a pregnancy test. So, their idea is the woman gets the ad, pees on it, and then it pops up with a discount code to get a discount on your crib. So, not only are you knowing you're pregnant without spending, what is it, probably $10 on a pregnancy test, but I mean, you get a discount on a crib, so that's a bonus right there. But the
That's
guy
cool.
at the cash register has to touch all these like piss ads. Like,
And they're
God,
definitely not getting enough for that. For that poor IKEA guy. I don't know what minimum wage is down in Arizona, but here it's like I think they just up to $12 here in California, and I'm not getting paid. If I'm a cashier, man, you got to be paying me more than $12 to be handling pee paper.
yeah, there's not a lot of. I mean, there's not a lot I wouldn't do for money, but
That's true.
it comes at a cost. Like, you pay me 20, $30 an hour, I could, with a glove, I'll do it. I, you got to have like a box I could put it in or something that I don't have to smell it. But $30 an hour,
Miss
give me gloves. I will touch your pee paper.
pee paper. Yeah, I agree with that. It's kind of like I don't know where I was going with that thought, but yes, I agree. Not trying to handle pee paper. Um,
Yeah, I just think that's a ridiculous move, like by their ad department.
it's very interesting though. It's edgy. It's a good way to get attention. They certainly did that. But yeah, I agree with that. It's not really it's a little weird.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's doing that.
No, I agree.
Last one for the news, we got this Indian guy asks his wife for the remote control. So I assume they're sitting watching TV, and he's like, "Hey, babe, can I have the remote?" And she turns to him and says, "No." So, like any man, he gets up, walks in the other room, and just hangs himself. So, game over.
I We've all been there. We've all thought about hanging ourselves when our girls tell us that we can't have the remote. I get it. She wants to watch The Bachelor, and I want to watch football. And when I can't watch football, I just want to kill myself. It's
We could even want to watch the same thing, but I need that power. I need the remote in my hand at all times. Like, what if I want to check what's on some other channel? I need to have
That's
that
true.
ability.
I can't keep up to her to make that decision for me. I just need to do it and
Yeah.
deal with the consequences. It gets upset.
Yeah.
But I mean,
You don't
really,
tell me no, I can't have the remote.
yeah, interesting. I respect this Indian man though, because really what he did here, that was a total power move. If you think about it, because he said, "Oh, you're not going to give me the remote. All right, bitch. Have fun paying your bills." I mean, power move right there.
I wonder if it's one of those things that he's been like super dramatic his whole life, and he's like, "I swear to God, I'll just kill myself," and then finally he's just like, "It's gonna happen right now. Fuck you."
That's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, that poor guy. He might. I mean,
But I bet with her next marriage, she hands over that remote right away. Actually, she probably doesn't even touch the remote ever again.
I'm not sure a man will marry her again. If a man sees that another man killed himself over not being able to handle the remote, what
I don't know if it would even be that part. I think it might just be they heard she didn't hand over the remote. They're like, that's something I don't even want to touch. Like, she's gonna try to take control of my remote? I don't think so. Okay, so then we got some shocked or not. Are you in the least bit shocked that LeVar Ball and the Big Baller brand has an F rating with the Better Business Bureau, has not received one single positive review out of 59?
Listen, LeVar Ball, first off, I understand what the man does. Like, he's marketing himself and he's trying to get attention for the sake of selling things. I get that because that's a society that we live in, you know. The more outrageous you are, the more attention you're going to get, and the more attention you're going to draw to yourself, and that's going to turn into money. It's going to turn into sales in some form or another. So I understand what he's doing. It's marketing. But with that said, if you're going to market things, you can't have a shit business. And you told me that he, when you emailed that, because you ordered some things, right?
Yeah.
And you told me that, yeah. So you told me that, hey, I emailed them like, hey, what's up? Where's my shipment? It's been 6 weeks. What's going on? Which is understandable, by the way. You know, if you're running a business and someone comes to me and says, hey, Corey, where's your I ordered this shirt. Where's the shirt? Hey, I'm sorry, I'm getting it out. And they called you.
They called him a small baller.
That's so funny. Anyway,
I've seen so many reports of like people getting the wrong size shoes or people getting like shitty made products and all this stuff. Like, even with the shoes, you had to order them like, what was that, 4, 5, 6 months in advance, and then they just got them like delayed. And to call them up and be like, hey, where's my shit? And they're like, sorry, dude, were you a small baller?
Small baller? You'll get your shoes when I say them. Small baller.
So, yeah.
Anyway, for a short, I hope that business goes under because fuck them.
Yeah. Same with his own league. He's building his own league that's supposed to be taking over the college basketball and paying the players like $3,000 a month or something like that. Just go to college. Like,
I just don't see that working out for him because I mean, you're not going to get the good talent.
No, those kids want to go to college.
They're going to get real development there. Who's going to train these kids for the NBA? I mean, you're not going to. But you get legitimate development by going to college. You know, from great coaches. You know, Calipari, Krzyzewski. You know, those guys are incredible teachers. You guys want that tutelage. You know, and going to some big baller league for 3 months. Sorry, I'll be a small baller and go to college. That's what I'm going to do. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a full ride to Duke, and I'm going to go play there for a year and then go to the NBA and make even more money. So keep your $3,000, LeVar Ball.
He's an ass.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is he's bankrolling the whole thing, so how much money does he really have to pay these players?
See, it's interesting because, you know, I don't know the names of the younger ones. LaMelo, I think it was the youngest one. I saw him but there was something on Instagram showed up of him in a Lamborghini. And he's like, what, 16 years old? So if he has the money to buy a 16-year-old a Lamborghini, or maybe he doesn't have the money. Maybe it's all show. But, which is possible. Certainly possible. But I'm sure he has some money. I would imagine he's made up quite well from his son and his big baller brand. But at least some money at least. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of them. I hope Lonzo does okay because I kind of like Lonzo. He seems like a really kind of easygoing person who avoids the spotlight, kind of doesn't, you know. But
he doesn't need to be in
I hope he does well
constantly.
He seems really like easygoing and humble. But his dad, I'm not hate on his dad doing what he's doing because, like I said, it's marketing, and we're all just, hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do to try to get rich. I get it. Like I'm not gonna hate on that, right? Don't hate the player, hate the game. But it's just you can't have a business model. You gotta. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that people getting screwed by business. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah. All right, next we got, shocked or not, that Kanye West FaceTimed a girl in the hospital that had cancer, rap to her the I Love Kanye song, and then him and Kim chatted with the girl afterwards. I mean, that seems pretty out of character for like a Kanye and a Kim Ye, whatever.
Yeah, I would agree with that. With that said, one thing I will say about Kanye is I know he gets a lot of hate for being this guy who just loves himself, but that's actually why I love Kanye. Okay, because
I love Kanye, but this just seems out of character.
like I respect him for loving himself so much. That's the only thing that matters. I mean, you got to love yourself, but like, it is out of character. I think it's cool that he did it. You know, that's great. But yeah, I love Kanye. I hope that girl felt good after that. I think that's cool. I'm not a fan of Kim. Not a fan of the Kardashians in any way, shape, or form. So I think it's more out of character for her. Because when have you ever heard about any of those assholes doing anything beneficial to society? Like ever? Like when have they ever done anything good for anyone? Never.
No.
But the Kardashians especially, Kim or Kanye too. Kanye, but yeah, that's cool. I guess good for them.
All right. Shocked or not, Matt Patricia potentially going to the Giants. I know he's interviewed with or got permission to interview with 3 or 4 teams. Most of the reports coming out now are saying that most likely going to the Giants.
I'm not shocked because Patricia's a genius, and I like Patricia a lot, so I'm definitely not shocked. I don't want him to leave New England, but if he does, I understand, and I don't blame him for wanting to, go get a better opportunity somewhere else. Everyone wants to move up, so
But of all the teams, do you really want him in New York?
That's the best place I want him. I prefer to go to Cleveland, actually. I wish him luck. I mean, if he leaves, I wish him the best of luck. Patricia's the man. He's a good coach. So, yeah, good for him.
Then we got Pat Shurmur, potentially also in the same boat. Vikings offensive coordinator. Reports now are saying that he's most likely going to the Cardinals. I hate this so much. I mean, the Cardinals are going to rebuild right now. It's been long overdue. I don't care what anybody says. Arians is probably one of the most overrated coaches. If you figure out his system that he puts in year one, you haven't figured out.
He sticks to it and he doesn't change it. I agree with that. Arians is not a great coach. I like Pat Shurmur. I think it'd be good for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it'd be a good fit. But I really want them to tear everything down, start from scratch, not have to hear all these Cardinals fans that came out of the woodwork, even living here. A Cardinal fan on their high horse is the most frustrating thing in the world.
Are you just talking about they had some success a couple of years ago for a few years where they were 13-3 and something like that? And
yeah.
Everyone suddenly became a Cardinals fan?
Yep. They started selling, or they built a new stadium, actually sell it out, and then everybody's on their dick. So yeah, I hope that they start the rebuilding process, and it takes several years. All right, then we got
2.0 Browns, the NFC version of the Browns.
Basically, yeah. So we got Rich Gannon backing out of the Raiders quarterback coach job. He agreed to terms and everything, got on the plane, and then said that he came to his senses and didn't want to match Gruden's intensity or time commitment for the position and backed out of it.
Came to my senses too. I don't blame Gannon one bit. And I'm not a huge fan of Gruden, and I definitely, I would have came to my senses too. I think that was a smart career move for Gannon.
Well, yeah. Plus, the expectations that are going to be on that team are going to be insane. Firing Jack Del Rio after being pretty good, it's Super Bowl or bust for the next 10 years.
That's it. Especially when you take into account what the Raiders went through this year. I mean, they had injuries, they had a couple setbacks. I mean, I understand they were supposed to progress from last year where they had a great year.
Derek Carr was injured.
I'm not saying Jack Del Rio was the answer, but I think that you have to give I don't know. I just don't like the current mentality in coaching. This goes for college, all sports, actually, college and pro, where it's kind of like it's just championship or bust. Like if it doesn't happen within 2 to 3 years, the social media has become so powerful that teams, they make choices that are not. I don't know. They don't make good choices. I don't think they give coaches the proper time to kind of develop and create a culture within that organization. I think that hurts teams. I'm not saying that Jack Real was the answer, but I'm not saying that he wasn't the answer. I think you got to give. I think you need more time.
Yeah,
personally.
Especially when you're rebuilding something like that. He brought the Raiders back in the last 3 years from like trash, from like Cleveland Brown status. They've had the top 3 pick in the draft for how many years? Like they've been trash.
It's done with the Browns every year. It was like who's getting the first pick, Browns or Raiders, and the Raiders are. I like the Raiders.
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Carr. I like Carr a lot.
Yeah.
And actually, I like a lot of players. I like Carr, Lynch. I love Marshawn Lynch. He's one of my favorite personalities in all the sports. Dude, did you see what was it this year? It was this year when he got kicked out of the game and he went and sat in the stands.
Yeah, he just hung out with the fans. He's just like whatever.
And then he rode the subway back and partied on the subway with them. Dude, Marshawn Lynch is one of the greatest personalities in all sports. He does things the right way. I'm a big fan of that guy.
He literally does whatever he wants and just doesn't care.
What anyone thinks. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go do this because I'm Marshawn Lynch. Deal with it. And no one says anything because he's Marshawn Lynch.
He's like a more badass version of Jay Cutler. He's just like, I don't care. Just I'm going to do my shit.
He's like a good version of Jay Cutler, a good player.
Yeah.
Cutler.
All right. So moving on. I got a couple of random thoughts. So each week we put together just a couple of random thoughts. People say the president, world leaders, everything is the most powerful, influential person in the world. I think the haircut lady is, because she has the ability to fuck my entire world in like 5 minutes.
From just your haircut, mess up your haircut?
Yeah. Like I walk in
there
and I say, here's a picture of Jay Cutler, make me look like this guy, got the greatest hair in the world. And they're like, yeah, I could do that. They don't.
Never did. Dude, I swear, man, like every time I get a haircut, that's why they always turn you away from the mirror. So you can't see how fucking your hair up. Because, listen, I went in there about a month ago, and I'm not going to – my barber's a fan. Okay, I'm a big fan of the guy. He's a good dude. And he's giving me nothing but great haircuts. But last month, I don't know if he was having a bad day. I don't know what was going on. But, when he turned me around, I was very unimpressed. And it ruined my day. It ruined what I had going because I was trying to cultivate a whole new vibe for myself. Really, it all starts with the haircut. And if you don't have the haircut, you lose your sense of self, and then your self-esteem drops, and then you go into a deep depression, and you sleep all day, and your life just spirals downhill from there. And that's where I've been the last 3 or 4 weeks.
There's only so many places I can wear a hat. Sometimes people are just like, why are you wearing that? This is a nice place. Kind of building off of that, I had another thought. I've been wearing a lot of sweatpants lately. Big sweatpants guy. It's not really cold here, but I've been reading that it's cold places, and I like to live in luxury and comfort. So I've been wearing sweatpants the last 2 weeks. And
I see that.
Yeah. People are starting to ask me if I'm all right, if things are going okay in my life, if I've just given up. And, I mean, women don't have that kind of problem. They could be out to a nice place and wear yoga pants or sweatpants, and no, they wouldn't think anything of it. But I do it. I'm an animal.
Exactly. We do it. It's not socially acceptable, and I disagree with that. I mean, I want to be comfortable. Why can't I be comfortable? I love being comfortable, but it's okay, but not me. Nope. I have to wear jeans or khakis or whatever. I have, you know what I mean? If I wear sweatpants, I'm a bum. I probably, I probably don't have a job, and I probably I'm a total loser.
I mean, to be fair, I have kind of given up and just said I'm wearing these sweatpants. I don't fucking care. Like, this is me now.
You can't be self-conscious about it. You just got to own it. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I'm the guy that spills shit on his shirt and will wear sweatpants every day, and it's not an issue.
Exactly. I'm wearing sweatpants right now, man. I went to the gym earlier, and I'm probably going to wear sweatpants maybe all day. And I will not feel bad about it.
Yeah, I woke up, put them on, and started the day off great. I'm not even looking back.
No looking back.
All right, a hot take. So all this buzz about Gruden coming into the NFL, getting the biggest contract ever, 10 years, $100,000. They're expecting him, like we said earlier, to change Oakland from this rising star to this. Basically, they want him to be the Patriots. Or Alabama. They want him in the conversation every single year. I think Gruden will win maybe the Super Bowl the first year he's there, like he did when he went to Tampa. But other than that, I think they're going to be wildly mediocre, and they're going to really. I don't think he'll make it to the 10 years.
I agree with that. That's no one would. Yeah, I agree with that. I just don't think he's. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I've never been super impressed by Gruden. Even back in Tampa Bay, he won with Tony Dungy's team. Sorry to say,
Yeah.
that was a team that Tony Dungy built. And you could say that he took it to the next level, and that's fair. But yeah, I'm not sold on Gruden, and now they're starting over a whole new culture, whole new vibe. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, how that happens.
Yeah, even with the transition when they're moving to Vegas in a couple of years, like that's a lot of shit that they got to deal with. They're expecting to win championships for the next 10 years.
Have you seen that stadium in Vegas, what they're building?
Oh yeah, it's insane.
It's ridiculous. It's going to be a casino in it. There's going to be like a water park. There's going to be. It's not just a destination. You're gonna go to Vegas just to go to the stadium.
Yeah.
And that's all you'll need. You'll be able to see a football stadium. You'll be able to see a football game, an amusement park. You'll be able to go to a casino. You'll have a hotel there. It's nuts.
The only thing I hate about that move is that the black hole is going to be all over the Vegas Strip. I don't want to be walking down all drunk at 2 a.m. and I have to deal with the black hole everywhere.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Maybe I'll just avoid Vegas. No, I like Vegas. Yeah, I like
Love
Vegas.
All
Same.
right. So that's all of our segments for this week. You got any parting words of wisdom? Anything inspirational?
Invest in cryptocurrencies.
I like it.